Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here. Happy New Year, happy 2021, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the rise of the micro brands.
Lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm.
Okay, so we thought we'd start the year off right, and just sharing with you guys a really cool secret, not really a secret, but a lot of sellers don't know about it. Brokers do, called HTS Codes, Harmonized Tariff Systems. And Afolabi Oyerokun from HONU Worldwide is my partner, and he's going to be coming on and breaking down those nasty three big letters. Not nasty, actually, they could save you thousands and thousands of dollars. So anyways, Afolabi is going to be coming on. We're going to be talking about that. Also, there's something really cool I want to talk about just very quickly. I'll also mention it at the end. Check out the eCom Cooperative. Okay. This is a group I was approached probably 2 weeks ago, and I got Afolabi involved, and Shane got involved over at PR Reach. Paul got involved over at the chat agency. Anyways, it's a really great concept. It's a group of sellers, e-com sellers or service providers that are pooling a bunch of giveaways. Now, I don't know if they've hit their goal, but they wanted to give away $25,000 worth of free services. So all of these people have put together a free service, and the grand prize is everything. I don't know if it's going to be 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. I know that we've given away at least, I don't know, it's going to be at least $1,000 to $1,500 worth of services, at least that. So everybody else is going to be involved with this, and you'll notice a lot of the names. A lot of them have been on the podcast before, but check it out. It's called the eCom Cooperative. Kelsey will show the URL. And anyways, check it out. And Kelsey, are you there?
Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy
Hey.
New Year. We got a bunch of people joining us already. Marcia, hello. Welcome.
Oh, David. David is the founder of the eCom Cooperative. So, check it out. I got nothing. I don't get affiliates. It's just a really cool thing that we can do to help out ecom sellers.
Oh,
All right. So Marcia, yes, happy 2021. David, happy 2021. Marina.
Oh, wow. Mark, Fatiha, Daniel, Rad, Milo.
Wow, we can tell the people that haven't been up partying all night long. We had to rustle Afolabi out of bed, but that's Afolabi.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we actually had a Melissa Simonson on the podcast here. So we have a whole episode about the Ecom Collective. Or is that?
No, that's Empower.
Empower, sorry.
Yeah, that is a cooperative that is also very, very cool. I stand behind that. I mean, it's such a great organization for ecom sellers or Amazon sellers. So Rad, Fatia, Milos, oh my gosh, Andrew, Daniel, man, everybody. There's a lot of people. You know what? Kelsey, I said when we got on this show today, I said, I don't know how many people are going to show up. This is like the Christmas show. There's tons of new people. So thank you for tuning in. All right. I'm going to throw it over to you for a sec.
So if you guys haven't already, like this episode. You can share the video. That always does well. But one thing I really wanted to ask the Beer Nation here, if you guys can write a review. It's something we're trying to push hard. Just for these 2 weeks, try and get some social proof going. So if you guys can, if you're in the Facebook group, I made a whole video that's pinned to the top. But if not, you can go right to this link here and go straight to Apple Podcasts.
Did you set that lovethepodcast.com?
It's the website.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it takes 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes if you don't have the app already, like the Apple Podcast. But yeah, and join our group.
That would be awesome.
We're loving it.
Yeah, and Nathan and Manny, welcome. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so, and one thing I want to do is just read a review. So if you guys write a review, we're going to read it here. So from Marina wrote a review yesterday, and she gave us 5 stars. One of the best podcasts on e-commerce. We almost never miss an episode of Lunch with Norm.
You turned
Fantastic
red.
podcast. Great guest with so much valuable knowledge and experience to share. The best way to listen is live when you can ask questions and get your answers. Thank you. Continue the great work. So thank you
Awesome.
very much, Marina. If you guys write a review, we're going to read it on here.
Okay. Hey, and that reminds me, if anybody would like to come on live and ask questions to Afolabi today, just ping Kelsey and we'll get you on the podcast. And if anybody wants to just come on and say, Happy New Year, let's do that today as well. So anyways, if you want to come on and just say hi, or if you have a question for Afolabi, let's do that and have some fun with this podcast.
All right.
Okay. Now, it's back to me. He just scooted off. Anyway, questions, just put them over to the right-hand side. But right now, let's sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. Are you in bed right now?
You dragged me out of bed.
You party animal.
Happy New Year, everyone.
I guess I'm an old fart because I went to bed before midnight. Whoop, whoop. Well, I guess in Israel or in Europe or in Newfoundland, it might have been New Year's, but I'm just an old guy now. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, really good, thanks. So, are you at the house? Or are you at the warehouse?
Just chilling, relaxing, taking it all in. Thinking about the 2021.
Yeah, because you have some reports due today. No, just joking. Just joking. All right. If people don't know you, why don't you give a little bit of background about yourself and what you do?
Happy New Year, everybody. This is me again, Afolabi. I'm just fascinated with, finding savings, sourcing, supply chain for 20, 25 years now. I just enjoy it. People ask me which one do I like best, Amazon business or supply chain. I still enjoy supply chain. I enjoy a lot of, sourcing, finding new, products and finding savings, pretty much. How can I save? I just feel better. I feel good when I find savings, so that's what I do. That's what I live and breathe all day, looking for ways to just get savings and pass it on to people, whether it's in, sourcing or warehousing or fulfillment, whatever. However, we can add value to your business, e-com. I love services, and I partnered with Norm to start HONU, and it's been really 2020 was a great year, and we're looking forward to helping more people this year.
Now, the other thing with HONU, it's full service. So Afolabi will get involved with sourcing, product innovation, 3PL services in China, 3PL services here. We were lucky enough this year to get involved, through some funding and to be able to open up a warehouse in Pennsylvania. But we are not talking about that. We just wanted to, I just wanted you to let everybody know who you are. What we're here to talk about is 3 little letters that can save you thousands of dollars, and people don't talk about it enough. And they don't know. A lot of people don't even know about it, especially if they're new to Amazon or bringing product in from other countries. So let's talk about this. HTS codes. What the heck is an HTS code?
Yeah. So HTS code is just a shortened form for Harmonized Tariff System. It is the system used to access duties to the products you're bringing into the US. Now, people confuse it with HS codes. They're very different. The HS code is a global coding system for duty, but HTS is for the US.
What does HS stand for?
I think it's just harmonized.
Make it up.
Yeah, just harmonized system or by the World, Trade Organization or something. They just harmonize system or something for duties. And 9 out of 10 times when you ask your supplier to give you the tariff rate or tariff code, they will give you HS code. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you cannot use an HS code to bring your goods into the US. You can use it to export it out of China, but when it's coming into the US, you need an HTS. And the difference between HS and HTS is thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right. And we get asked quite a bit about doing it themselves, like people going out and, hey, how do I find HTS codes? Where can I look for it? And why can't I trust my Chinese manufacturer to do this for me? Why don't we talk a bit about that? So how can people go out and find their own HTS codes?
So there's a website. I'm going to post the U.S. government website on this now. Let me see if I can put it on the chat. So the website is hts.usitc.gov. So that's the website you go to find your HTS code. When you're bringing any product into the country, into the US, you must have an accurate, valid HTS code so that the government can tell you, or so that you can know what duty rates you're going to pay on your product. If you give the wrong one, you might end up paying a lot of money to the US government when you're bringing your goods in, and it could affect your profit margin. Can you imagine when you're doing and this is one mistake that people make when they're doing product research. They don't think about HTS code when you're doing your product research. It's very important.
That's a good point.
If you find a product on Helium 10, don't just pull the trigger yet. Go to this website and type in some keywords about your product so that you can know the percentage of duties you're going to pay. So add it to your product margin so you can know how profitable that product is. Because at the end of the day, when you're bringing the product into the US, you have to pay this to the US government. And it can really affect your profit if you don't take it seriously.
So Afolabi, I mean, we might be talking about 1% or 2%. It might be the Trump tariff tax at 25%, but this could be 30 or 40% extra. I mean, you could get nailed big time. And I can give you an example. So I thought I was pretty good at this stuff. And so I bring in natural soap, 17% duty. Okay. Anyways, when I revisited this and I brought it in under Castile soap, so you can't fake, or you can't, what's the word? You can't lie about it. Okay. Anyways, this was Castile soap. It was made out of olive oil and it came in at 0. So within a second of putting that, I saved 17% tax. So it was that simple. It was just looking into it. So every shipment that I brought in since 2016, I've saved 17%. Wow. And if you, like we talk about knowing your numbers, if you don't add that in and you're doing your product research, I mean, you could be messed up right from the very beginning.
Yes.
Especially, we're going to get into some of these samples. But we'll do that in a second. So let's talk a bit more about it. So why or who should be doing the research for your HT? The HTS, your manufacturer, a broker, the seller themselves. What's the best way to go about doing this?
If you have a really good broker, your broker should be well versed in HTS code. I mean, the broker on the US side, I usually prefer the broker on the US side
Mhm.
because on the China side, your manufacturer doesn't know the US system. It doesn't know how to interpret the HTS system in the US. So I would lean more to your freight forwarder on the US side to help you do the HTS code. And one way to test them is just ask them, what is your duty rate? If they come back to you with an HS code, know that they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Run fast. If your freight forwarder is giving you an HS code, know that they don't know what they're doing. So run fast, or go to that website I gave you, the hts.us, I think Kelsey posted it on.
Yep.
That one. Go there, type in your keywords for your product. It gets a little tricky because HTS code system, that .gov website, can go as much as 5 to 6 levels deep.
Do you want to show? And I know it's going to be hard if people are listening on audio, but we'll post this in the show notes. Do you have that slide that you created to show everybody about the 9 digits and break it down into subsections?
Mm-hmm. I have it. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah. Do you know how to do it on this platform?
I think so. Let me go.
I messed you up. So this is where Kelsey starts singing a tune. Show tunes.
I know.
All right. And while you're doing that, because you do have a couple of slides that we can add into the notes, does anybody want to pop on and does anybody have a question for Afolabi? Do you want to ask it live? Do you want to come on, say Happy New Year? Anything you want. Today's an open show and just a great turnout. So again, thank you everybody for listening today. Oh, you got a question here.
From Rad. Do you do freight forwarding apart from 3PL?
You mean at HONU?
I think that's what he's talking about.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So we do the complete import from the beginning to the end, not just the freight forwarding part, but we do that, but the whole complete from start to finish. Because I don't know about you, I don't like dealing with a lot of people along from your goods traveling from China all the way to where it's going. Sometimes about 6-7 hands can touch it, as you already know, Rad. So yes, we do the freight forwarding and the whole complete shipping directly to wherever you want to get it to.
Okay, so yeah, and I saw who was it that's from? Was it Andrew from Jakarta? Wow, that's crazy.
Wow, Jakarta.
Yeah. I only learned about HTS code from another group Afolabi mentioned it on. Yes, I was on that call with you. So so can you get into that, Afolabi? Do you need a bit of time? Because I can go on to a couple of other questions.
Do you see my sharing?
Yep, we see that.
Okay, so this is it. So this is the configuration of the HTS code. So this is for coffee. Somebody bringing coffee. So chapter 9, the HTS code is a 10-digit number. So look at how they broke the numbers down. The first 2 numbers is your chapter. So if you're bringing coffee in, the whole 9 chapter is for coffee, tea, and spices, chapter 9 of the US HTS code. Now, they start breaking it down into deeper levels so that you can zero in on your exact product category. So the next 2 digit is for coffee, whether or not roasted or decaffeinated, or coffee husk and skins, coffee substitute containing coffee. And then you go deeper, and then it says, okay, the 0.21 is for roasted coffee, not decaffeinated. And then it goes deeper again into 0.00. That means it has no distinction. And then the last 2 digits is zeroing down, and it says it's for certified organic coffee. So when you go to this website, let me see if I can share the screen. For example. Do you see the HTS search?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Let me stop this one and then share another one.
So, when it gets really complicated, I can give you an example. So, if you're selling natural soap with essential oils, what's the essential oil with coffee grounds in it as an exfoliator?
Exactly. Now you messed it up real good.
That's when you really do need somebody to decipher that.
Yes. So that's a good example. So for, another example is magnetic products or printed products. If you're bringing in blank paper, nothing on it, just blank paper from China, it's a completely different HTS code and different tariff rate for different from if you're bringing a printed paper. If you only print the letter D on that paper, it changes the code entirely. So it goes deeper. That's why you have to use somebody that really knows their stuff so that you can save a lot. Let's say your coffee example, you're bringing a coffee with essential oil. Now, am I going to use the tariff code for essential oil? Or am I going to use the tariff code for coffee? Or what if there's no HTS code that exists for essential oil infused coffee? What are you going to do?
I'm going to leave it to you. Yeah,
So that's why it's tricky to do, but it's also good news because the US HTS system has not been able to catch up with the innovation that is happening among entrepreneurs now. Entrepreneurs are getting so innovative that the HTS system can't catch up. So there's some gray area in that system because they just can't catch up with it. For example, maybe you might not even find any HTS code for your essential oil infused coffee. So in that regard, I'll probably go, if the HTS code for coffee is 3% duty and the essential oil is 45%, of course I'll go for the coffee with 3%.
and
Right?
it could get challenged, right?
Yep, it could get challenged, and that's not a problem. If it does get challenged, you tell the customs and say, look, I'm bringing in essential oil infused coffee. There's no HTS code for it.
Yeah. And you're not trying to deceive anybody.
No,
I mean,
you're not trying to. Maybe they will tell you, okay, maybe you can use edible essential oil category. Maybe that's what they'll tell you to use. That's fine. And if that exists already, the HTS code for edible essential oil, then you can use it.
So one of the things I want to go back to is, let's say you're working with a Chinese manufacturer who's actually the manufacturer who speaks Chinese. This is one of the major reasons why I wouldn't leave it up to the manufacturer to set this for me, because they've got to figure out, you saw how complicated that tariff code is. How are they going to figure it out if they don't speak, English that well?
No. I had when we launched our tariff terminator service, I had a guy. He was a 7 or 8 figure seller on Amazon. Reached out to me, says, look, I like your HTS code stuff. I never heard of it before. It's been selling for 5 years. Never heard of HTS code. I'm like, how have you been bringing your products into the US? He's like, I just let the forwarder do it for me. I'm like, oh, okay, good. So, all right, to help you, can you send me all the HTS code the forwarder uses to bring your goods in? He sent me an Excel file, and it was HS code all throughout. About 35 HS codes in that Excel. I said, this is HS code. This is not HTS code. How much duty are you paying? He's like, I don't know.
Just basic.
You don't know how much duty you're paying? I don't know. Anyway, we found out that he was paying about 25% duty when he was supposed to be paying 7%.
Oh my gosh.
I said, you're losing a lot of money. money you're putting in the toilet every time. So you're right, Norm. Don't trust your Chinese manufacturer to give you an HTS code because they don't know it.
Right.
So it's nothing against them. They just don't know the US system. It is your responsibility to know the right HTS code for your product,
Yeah.
and apply it so you can save as much money as possible.
So to be perfectly clear,
Mm-hmm.
2 sellers can be selling the exact same thing. 3 sellers can be selling the exact same thing. Somebody can be paying 0. Another person could be just paying the Trump tax. And then the other person could be paying both the HTS combined with the Trump tax. We've got to talk about that. And, just one could be 35%, one could be 25%, one could be nothing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that for anybody who's new or somebody who's selling online, you keep that into consideration because you can save yourself a lot of money. And you can give an example of a product that we had. And by the way, translation.
Yeah.
So I always talk about Elena Saris with this one. She brought in pylons, but the freight forwarder didn't know what to call them. So they called them flaming pyramids. And first of all, they didn't get into the country. Second of all, the HTS was just crazy. So anyways, she was able to straighten it out. But yeah, flaming pyramids for for pylons.
Hey, another thing is, now if your goods arrive at the port and you're getting assessed with a high tariff code, or you're suspecting that your tariff code is too high, your duty is too high, that's not the end of the world. You can get an adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say, oh my God, my goods is at the port. It's cleared already. They're assessing me to pay 25%. I guess I have to abandon the goods because I don't have that kind of money to pay. Guess what? You can file an amendment for your tariff code. Don't just throw your hands in the air and say, oh my God, that's it. That's the end of it. No, it's not the end. In fact, you can redo your customs filing with the right HTS code. If you find out that something was wrong, that was wrongly filed by your, Chinese forwarder, you can still change it. Okay, so relax. Don't let it kind of deter you or make you sad. You can change and refile your customs filing and change the HTS code. It might just be a 2-day process, but you can do it.
Well, what was I was just going to talk to you about. There it was. It must have been a lie. Oh man, it was just about the Chinese tariff codes in China again. Anyways, I'll figure it out. It's New Year's Eve, or it's
not New Year's Eve. It's New Year.
And I went to bed before midnight, and I don't drink. Told you I'm getting old. Okay, so let's move on to some examples. What's an example that we've recently seen?
Let me go to some example here.
And these are real examples, by the way. So just to take a look, I know what it was. So one of the things that we see, and I don't know why, but when you go and you talk to maybe it's your manufacturer, maybe it's a freight forwarder, maybe it's a broker, but it's not the same company that you get the information from.
Okay.
I don't know how many times we've seen this where people have called and said, my freight forwarder is refusing to use this HTS code.
Yes. I do get it a lot. And people come and say, look, you guys found me an HTS code and my freight forwarder is refusing to use it. In that case, I usually say, let me do the clearing for you. Because whatever this freight forwarder is doing, they don't know what they're doing. Some freight forwarder, they just don't want to look stupid. They don't want to look as if you did your homework. So they'll say, no, I'm not going to. I know big freight forwarders that do that. I can't mention their name, but they don't want. They always say this is this is what we must use for you. Look, they're not the one paying. You are the one paying for that duty, so you have the right to pay fair amount. So if somebody refuses your HTS code and you know you're right, you can go around them and go file your thing by yourself.
Right.
Okay. Or reach out to me or something.
Yeah.
I deal with this all day. Somebody says, the HTS code, my forwarder or my shipper is refusing to use it. It's because they're trying to use, in most cases, they're trying to use an HS code for you, or they're trying to interpret your product in a wrong way. They don't know much about your product. They're just guessing. And if you're translating from Chinese to English, then so many things will be lost in the translation. So many things. Yeah.
So one of the things I want to mention too, and thank you, Fatia, for mentioning that, but I want to make it clear again that this isn't about hiring HONU. This is about providing education for people, sellers, to make the best decisions. You can definitely reach out to Afolabi, but at the same time, you can reach out to other freight forwarders and just tell them your dilemma, and they would help you out as well. So again, this is strictly information. That's why we bring on Afolabi and all of our guests. It's not to say use the service. So there we go. Sorry, I just knocked away a couple of customers for you. But okay, so let's bring up that slide.
Okay. Let us share the screen.
Yeah, and then we'll get to some questions. I think there's been a few.
Okay, so let me share my screen here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Awesome. So let's look at some real life scenarios. All right. So, this product is very, very similar to this. It's not this brand. So if you own this brand, I'm not trying to pick on you or anything. This is just I'm just using it as one of the things we came across all the time. So the cost of goods is $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
The duty rate before reclassification is 4.9% plus the Trump's 25%. So I wanted to say this, when you're looking at the tariff, when you go to that government website and you type in your product stuff and you see your tariff rate, and then you see a slash next to it, a forward slash next to your tariff rate, that means there is a Trump. That means there's a Trump rate added to it. So you have to click on that forward slash to be able to see the rest of the 25%. Okay, so anytime you see a tariff rate that has a forward slash, know that there is more.
That's a great point.
Know there is more. Mm-hmm. So don't just say it's 4.9%. If the 4.9% has a forward slash next to it, please click on that forward slash. It will reveal the Trump's additional tariff. Okay, all right. So these goods, this customer paid $50,000 from China to buy these goods, and the duty rate was 4.9%, and there was a forward slash. And when you click on the forward slash, it reveals the additional 25%. Many people think, oh, that means I'm paying 29.5. No, that's not what it means. Let me describe to you how the government assess tariff codes. So the first duty calculation, they're going to use the first number, 4.9%, to calculate your first duty. Look at it here. 4.9% of 50,000 is $2,450. Now they're going to put in an extra 25% on that look at this. So they take your tariff rate, they add it to your cost of product, and then they assess another 25% on top of it.
Ah, that sucks.
That's how they do it. And now they add these two numbers together, and this is your tariff rate right here.
So on a $50,000 order, they were paying, wow, I can't see that. 15,500.
Yep. On a 50,000 order, you're paying 15,562. And then they cried out, I'm like, something is wrong here about. And then we took a look at it. We found out that it was a printed product. It was a printed product. It wasn't a blank product. So the duty, after we took a look at it, the duty rate fell that, we reassessed it, and they were actually supposed to be paying 2.1%. So from 15,562, they ended up paying $1,050. Total savings is $14,512.
Back in your pocket.
Back in your pocket.
Yeah.
Money that you don't need to spend.
Yeah. Do you have the other one that you did with the quarantine signs?
Oh, yeah. Next
Yeah.
one.
Oh, good.
So this quarantine sign, it's similar to this, not this one. So I think this is sold by Smart Signs. So Smart Signs, if you own Smart Signs, no, please, I'm not picking on you. So this product, this guy was bringing it in, and the duty was 0% plus the 25% of Trump's tariff. So when they calculated the duty, it was $5,000. On a $20,000 order, they were to pay $5,000. But guess what? They were using items of aluminum to calculate this duty. Remember, your HTS code system, the US HTS code system, is like a legal document. It's how you interpret it that matters. You need someone that can interpret it very well for you and fight for you. Because if you're paying the government extra due to your ignorance, they'll take your money. The government will always take your money any day, anytime. The goal is to not pay more than you're supposed to pay, okay? So the item classification they were using was items of aluminum. And the duty rate for items of aluminum was 0 plus 25%. So they were to pay $5,000 in over a $20,000 order. They were to pay $5,000 in duties. And then when I looked at it, I'm like, something is wrong here. Let's dig a little deeper and see what we can do. So we found another classification that says items for display, warning, or advertising. And the duty rate for that one is 0 plus 7.5%. Because this product is an item for display, it's an item for warning, and it's an item for advertising. So we decided to use the code for items of display. And that brought down the duty rate from $5,000 to $1,500. Total savings of $3,500 in your pocket.
Beautiful. Right again to the bottom line.
Yep. So it's you see why Norm was saying that if you were to do any savings seriously this year, please look into your duty rates. A lot of companies that want to buy Amazon stores.
One sec. Connie, my wife.
The coffee
Come
pourer.
in, the coffee pourer. Say hi to everybody.
Happy New Year.
That's the boss.
The official coffee pourer of the podcast.
And the boss.
Yeah, and the boss, yeah. One thing we should mention too, that this isn't a one-time occurrence. Mm-hmm. We see this on a regular basis. Like this could be a weekly, this could be a daily basis that people are just not classified the right way.
Yes.
And it can be, you could be a beginner because we don't talk about that. Tell me a course that an Amazon course or an e-com course that really talks about sourcing and gets right into HTS codes. I haven't seen it really. It talk about how to source, but we don't really get into that side of it. And it's all these little things. When we keep saying know your numbers, but it's know how to better your numbers.
Yeah.
You know, now you get your product coming in, you've negotiated properly, you've got these inventory strategies that are working, you've got the logistics side working for you. You know, each time you place an order or each time every day, you know, just you could figure out something that might be a little bit better to increase your profitability. And this is one bigger thing that you can do right off the bat, HTS checks.
Do you know that people buy Amazon stores just because of HTS code reclassification?
I didn't know that.
You could. So I do get maybe investors will reach out to me and say, "Oh, I want to buy that store. You know, can you help me reassess the numbers and see if there are savings, some hidden savings here?" And I look at the product, I look at the numbers, and I say, "Okay, how much is this person? What's the cost of goods?" I see the cost of goods. I said, "Okay, if I resource this product, I might pick up another 5 or 10% in price. But let's take a look at the duty papers." So I look at the duty paper, I'm like, this guy is paying 12.5% in duties on this product. Let me see if I can reclassify it. And I go in and I see, it actually should be, we could use this HTS code that will only make him pay 2.5%. There you go, you're picking up 10% from your cost of goods, plus another 10% from resourcing your product. That's the profit right there before you even make a purchase of this business.
Okay. I never even thought about this before, but let's say that you're selling your store. Okay. Or let's say you got a guy like Joe Valley over at Quiet Light Brokerage. He wants to work with a company. You take a look at it and you say, look, it can be reclassified. How far back can you claim? Because you can go back and say, the classification on this, we shouldn't have had any Trump tax. It's 0 plus whatever. How far back can you go and claim that? Now, I'm just thinking about that now. That could be big if you can do that.
That could be big. I have to research that. I have to research to know if it was a 3 month or a 6 month time period. You could refile your paperwork and say you've been wrongly assessed by a broker that didn't know what they were doing. Maybe it could be a year.
You want to check that and get back to me on it?
Yeah, I can check that. That's a really, really good question. Because that alone, the moment you purchase that business and you refile and you file for an amendment and they give you this money back, that's money you get right away.
That's a really good point. So there might be people on here that are brokers looking at their business right now. And we do, like, I know for like the Amazon side of things, like, we'll take a look and we'll assess things, and that's from a different company. But to be able to go pre-purchase, and then let's say, I don't know how many people have just bought a business. Well, if you just bought a business, let's say, the deal comes through today, it closes, and you have somebody that could take a look at the HTS side and you can save $100,000 or claim $50,000. That's a nice little Happy New Year present.
Yep.
Very cool. I never thought about that. That's a great point.
And in addition to that, going forward in that business, you just you continue to save that money year after year after year. This is monies that the previous owner never knew existed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a few questions here.
Okay, so we have a couple questions coming in from Manny. Is the HTS code nearly the same in Germany, or is this only strictly for the US?
US.
Okay.
I believe Germany still uses HS, or unless they have their internal coding system as like the US, but only the US uses HTS code, and the US code is 10 digit, and the HS code, I believe, is 6 or 8.
Okay. This is from Andrew. Afolabi, do you have any experience with Japan? I've learned customs want to charge circa 30% of final sale price.
You mean to export out of Japan, Andrew, or to import into Japan?
Okay, so Andrew, if you can clarify, and then we'll come back to it.
Oh, by the way, there is a pretty cool giveaway at the end of the podcast today. And if you want to qualify it, Afolabi is going to do a free HTS checkup reclassification. It usually costs what is it, $500, $495, something like that.
That's going to be the price for this year. Right now, as at last night, it was still at $197.
Oh, sorry. I guess I was thinking about something else. So, anyways, because I thought it was a $500 giveaway, you're going to do. Let's agree. We'll do two.
Okay, let's do two.
Okay, we'll do two. So we'll do two HTS checks for anybody who wants to just reclassify or make sure that their products are being classified properly. And if you want that, just say, I don't. We got to do this before the show. I was going to say I love Afolabi, but Afolabi, how the hell do you spell your name? Okay, so let's just say I want HTS. I want HTS, and you'll be in the drawing for today. And we're also going to be giving away a box of chocolates to anybody in the U.S. as another prize. So we're giving away 3 prizes today. All you have to do is I want HTS. You got out of the Afolabi thing because it took me a few times to get your name. Well, it's your the last name spelling. Holy jeez.
My name is, you just got to sing it. That's it.
That's all I do now.
That's the trick.
Yeah, that's how I learned it.
We should clarify that the HTS is only for shipping into America, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're shipping into Europe,
yeah,
we won't be able to.
Right. HTS, if you're bringing products into the United States and not Canada, just the U.S.
Okay. So, Andrew said shipping into Amazon, Japan.
Oh, into Amazon. Oh, I've never done that. But I can research it too. But I've never done that importing into Japan. I know even importing into China, it's not a piece of cake. It's tough, like China and Asian countries. It's easier for you to export out than to really import in. But that's a good point, Andrew. I've never done import into Japan, so I can research it too.
Okay, hey Andrew, if you could just give your email over to Kelsey, then I'll have Afolabi reach out and you can get that information. Okay.
Yeah, you can just message me on Messenger or k@lunchwithnorm.com. Marina, I believe we already answered this, but what about bringing goods from China to Canada? Do we use HS code here or HST or HTS?
Yeah, the Canadian system, I haven't imported into Canada. I'm guessing they will use HS, but I can research that as well to see, what Canada uses when you're bringing stuff into them.
I think it's HS. I don't import into Canada.
Okay. Red, do you think the Trump tariff will go away this year because our products were paying 20% more tariffs?
Yeah, it's a really, really political question, right? But
who knows?
Nobody knows.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Nobody knows. Yeah,
Nobody knows.
It would be nice if it did go away.
Yes, it will be nice. Well, sometimes I try to look at it as, why do governments assess tariffs? Right? It's in the case of this present administration, I think it's for trade balance. So maybe higher tariff is not always the worst thing, but this is just my scenario, that if the current incoming administration does away with the high tariffs, they could be labeled as, they want to cripple the economy. So I think they're going to tread softly when it comes to tariffs. I don't think they'll let it go away just immediately like that, but it will be nice. But I'm thinking until the trade balances, until trade is balanced, I think it might still be there.
Right.
And if they do change, we'll post about it in the group.
Yeah. we can post it as a news that it's changed. So you'll probably post a link of where you can go check your product to see that
All right.
the tariff has been removed.
Get that guy on. Send him the link.
Yeah, okay.
Carlos, you're coming on.
We're going to send you a link, Carlos. If you have time, you can come on the show.
We'll see.
Before that, Rad, with your permission, can I pass your info to my 2 friends importing this month from China and Taiwan?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you, Rad.
All right. And once again, if you want to check out this service, or the giveaway, I want HTS, and we'll give me 2 seconds. Yeah, he's in his pajamas. So anyways, I want HTS. So it is a $200 service or value that we're going to be giving away from HONU. All right. So something else that we could talk about here. So getting started.
Yes.
How does somebody? You get your product. It's at your warehouse. How do you find out what your HTS code is? Where can you talk? Where can you get the information so you can at least know what you're paying? Because a lot of people don't know.
You pretty much use the keywords in your product, and if you want to do it yourself, you go to the website that Kelsey shared before, put in your keyword there, and then from there you start digging. It's the harder way, or else you just remember we said before you even order your product, please check your HTS code first before you even order any product, because your product might not be as profitable as you think it's going to be, or you might have to raise your price. Okay, so I think that's the first step, to know what you're getting into. And then the second thing is go ahead and search for it, or talk to your forwarder about it, and let your forwarder confirm your HTS code to you first. Yeah.
Okay, and that's what I was getting at, is just contact a forwarder, your broker
in the US.
in the US, and get that. So at least you have an idea, and then you can start doing the next steps to try to reclassify it.
Exactly.
All right. So is there anything else that the Amazon seller can do, any action steps that they can take to either ensure or just take any steps further than going to their freight forwarder? So if let's say the product's in, you've gone to the website, you've gone to the freight forwarder, any other action steps the seller can do to ensure that they're getting the best price or the best code?
Is the product already on the US side? Is it already imported here? Or?
It could be. So I'm just talking in general. So it could be a product that's you're reordering, or could be a brand new product.
I would say one very important thing to do is HTS codes. The tariff rate changes every time.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're paying 7% now, if you can do it at least once every 6 months, or every time you want to import, you can keep reassessing to make sure that maybe the government hasn't even removed codes.
Happy New Year, Mr. Alvarez.
What's up?
So I'm glad you got out of your pajamas. You combed your hair.
You got the gel.
Very nice. Hey, all the best 2021, my friend.
Happy New Year to you, amazing people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you caught any of the podcast, but we're talking about HTS codes and how important they are. In a moment of awkward silence.
Hold on.
You lost me, right?
Here I am. No, I was hearing like a reverb, and I didn't know what it was, and I realized I was hearing you from Facebook, and now that I had StreamYard open. So And I was like, 2 norms and 2 Afolabis is too much.
No, it's not.
It's a good start.
Yeah. Hey, well, we were talking today. We were just kind of finishing up here. We were answering a few questions just about HTS codes and how important they are. And, have you gone through this system? Have you gone and reclassified products?
Have I I probe my logistics people that I trust constantly, and I'd be like, hey, look, like an example being a humidor a long time ago. I had sold some cigar accessory brands on Amazon, and first time I brought in a humidor, they hit me with something called like the Lacey Act or something, and it had to do with wood. And I was just ignorant. I was just like, man, that means I'm going to take a bath on this, because there's no way after like all the fees and everything associated with this that I'm going to be able to turn a profit on this. And I couldn't figure out how other people were obviously importing this into the country from China and selling at a profit. So then I probe a little harder. I find someone that I can trust that's going to go like the extra mile to look into this for me, and come to find out Lacey Act only applies to untreated wood. I don't know if anything's changed since then. You guys would know better than me. So they classified me as, God, it was another code, and it was expensive. It wasn't Lacey Act type stuff, but it was expensive, and I still could not figure it out. And what they had done is they had put me somewhere that had to do with like basically bedazzled boxes. This is what it sounded like. And then come to find out, this is just a plain wooden box. Like, it falls under jewelry boxes and wooden boxes and everything like that. And at the time, that meant I pay almost nothing. I'm not bringing that into the country now, so I don't know what the fees are. I saw somebody mention the Trump tariffs, but you definitely need to constantly either stay on it, or I would suggest, I don't know what you guys say, it was just my secret sauce to success is just like hiring people a lot better than me. That's what they do full time, is stay on top of that, because that stuff looks Greek to me. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just, shoot a message to Afolabi and be like, hey, I'm getting killed here. Like, what can we do?
And it happens a lot. Like, again, you brought up a subject too that we could touch on. We could do a whole podcast on this.
Let's
certification. Do it. There we go. Certification.
Mm.
The different. We had somebody that brought in a product just recently, and they wanted to have a certain price point. They wrote off that they're 100% responsible for this product. We were saying, what about certification? Anyways, the documents or the product came in inferior and no certification. They couldn't certify it because they went, it was a direct Chinese manufacturer who was selling on 1688, who had no certification. They were selling in the Chinese market. Anyways, these are the types of things. This is why, you can go to 1688 and do it yourself.
You could also do your taxes and defend yourself in court as well. Like, you could also do all those things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But 1688, we've had a podcast about this. You hear about it from, some gurus that go out there and, they say that that's not the right way to source product. And there'll be probably somebody here that says, I do it all the time. Wait, just wait. For 1688, there's no quality control. They don't need any quality control. They're selling in the Chinese community. There's no certification. They don't have the quality standards that we have here. And there's so many things about that. And that can pertain to some of these products, because all of a sudden you get this product that you don't know. Let's say it's, I don't know, my family sells hand wipes, right? Or
everything. Your family sells everything, and they have a factory for it, and like God knows how many patents. Go for it. No, steal your thunder.
But anyways, let's say the product is inferior, and it's supposed to be a certain type of alcohol, and it's a different type of alcohol, so it could be very abrasive. I mean, these are all things that, even think about this, Afolabi, with HTS codes. If your manufacturer says, and let's say it's somebody that's not credible, Okay, and that's why we do factory audits. But let's say that they didn't do an inspection. They said that a certain chemical was in the product. Okay, that was safe, and they put in a different chemical. The HTS code would be different. You could get creamed by the government because you're importing something that could be something completely different. Let's say I brought simple one. Let's say my natural soap, which was 17%, I changed it to olive oil. Okay, olive oil was already in it, so I changed it to Castile soap, which was 0. But the manufacturer puts in a different type of oil, hemp oil, or some other type of oil. Now now you could get nailed. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Carlos talking to himself again.
I said, you know a lot about soap, Norm. I'm pegging you for like the Dr. Squatch type.
No, that's my competitor.
I didn't even know you sold soap. My bad.
I do. I sell soap. I sell fabulous soap.
You got to tell me what it is. You got to like message me because I'll buy it because I'm about done. I love Dr. Squatch's ads.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit underwhelmed by the soap.
Oh, well, just you wait.
So I need to find some new soap.
Hey, Carlos, we're going to wind up in a second, but why don't you tell people, anybody who's listening right now, and we've got a good group on, about Wizards of Amazon. It's a great group.
Awesome. Yeah. Wizards of Amazon is stemmed from a meetup group, local meetup group in South Florida called South Florida FBA Amazon Sellers. I did not have the foggiest idea that this thing would be anything but a once a month event and then see who wants to show up, if anybody. It's turned into the largest Amazon seller meetup group in the world. We have 16 events per month. All of them are free. And it's a mouthful to say, oh, talk to Norm. He's a South Florida FBA Amazon seller. So we needed to come up with a cool name. And at the time, I thought it was very juvenile. And we're like, hey, Wizards of Amazon. That sounds cool. And the S was very intentional. So it's not like I am the Wizard of Amazon. We're all Wizards of Amazon. It's like a group thing. And it stuck. The domain was available. It was like the stars were kind of aligning. So I'm like, let's go with this. And the group is for all manner of selling. I mean, primarily focused on private label and wholesale, but we do have a good percentage of arbitrage in there, Amazon self-publishing, merch. We record. About 2 years ago, we started recording the events, and we make them available in what I call the Amazon Video Vault, which soon's going to have courses and stuff in it, and people pay. I think right now it's $30 a month to access all of the trainings and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, Norm is on like at least 3 of those trainings.
A couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, 2 of the events we have each month are for advanced sellers. And I guess the only way we could think of to gate that was you had to show that you were selling in excess of $100,000 a month, which could mean you're broke, but we had to do something. And then for those things, we tap Norm's wealth of information frequently. I see a question of Fatiha. I hope I said that right, Fatiha. The events happen, yes, in Miami, Florida. For the majority of this year, we've been on Zoom. On the 9th of January, we'll return to in-person events. However, the events will be streamed live starting on the 9th. It's a new thing. Streamed on YouTube. And got to do something to catch up to Norm on YouTube. And just getting out of control with this. So it'll be streamed, so you'd be able to participate that way 100% free. Plus 6 of our events moving forward, starting in January, will always be Zoom-based. Final thing about Wizards of Amazon is we have a free chat group on Telegram, which I'm absolutely in love with. And you can find that at amazongroupchat.com. And that is everything I think you want to know about Wizards of Amazon. Norm taught me everything I know. Yeah. Afolabi is like the man. As a matter of fact, there's a presentation where Afolabi, I think, just gives away the farm. Like, just gives everything away. I've been selling for almost 15 years now, and there was like 2 things in there that I was like, it was basically, he didn't say it like this, obviously, but it was basically like, you're only an idiot if you do this. And then I was like, not only have I been doing that, but I've also been suggesting to my group, I think it had to do with asking for FOB. Something like that. And there was like 1 or 2 other moments where you guys humiliated me, but like it's all good. No, but Afolabi's presentation's in there, or he gives away the farm, so totally worth it.
Oh, one other thing. So I talked about this, I think it was Monday. Your book club.
Yeah,
You've got a great book club, and you want to just let people know about that.
Yeah, Entrepreneurs Book Club is what it's called on Facebook, and we, again, 100% free. There's no like give away your 401k at the end of the day, at the end of the book. There's no courses, there's no nothing. It's just a bunch of us that are into reading entrepreneurial, inspirational, self-help, like building positive books. We pick one book per month. Obviously, a lot of us read more, but we one official book per month, and then at the beginning of the next month, we meet on Zoom to review and discuss the book that we read. There's also a Telegram chat. So I'm pretty much bringing everything I do into Telegram chat groups. And again, same way to enter that one is the same Amazon group chat. And then you could just say, hey, Carlos, add me to the Entrepreneurs one, or just join the Facebook group. But really cool. I don't know the book we're reading this month.
Dennis the Menace? Or?
Is it Dennis the Menace? No, I don't know if it's Split the Difference or something like that. A little side thing, since you mentioned books, Norm was on my podcast, shameless plug here, Wizards of Amazon podcast. And normally we ask, and Afolabi, but normally we ask everyone, hey, share your favorite book and why. So if you go to Norm's episode, there's 6 books that he recommended. So at the end of it, and I think I've gone through 3 or 4 of them. They were really good reads. So.
That's great. So yeah, it's great that you're here. We're going to be giving away a prize, Carlos. We're going to get Afolabi. I want HTS. Again, give you 30 seconds to put that in. Anybody new that wants to have a reclassification or just check to see if you can save some money. Carlos, stay on for a sec and we'll give away these 2 HTS prizes, and third prize will be a box of chocolates.
Do you do like a bingo poll, or like how do you pull it?
We do the Wheel of Kelsey.
The Wheel of Kelsey, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's an actual thing. Yeah. So, Kels, how is the wheel?
Is it that time?
It's that time.
All right. Okay.
Things only your dad can do, huh?
I know. All right. So the Wheel of Kelsey.
The new thing in the new year, by the way, is going to be the Kelsey bobblehead.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. We got our wheel. We've got.
I don't see my name.
Oh, you missed Carlos. Oh,
no, it's all good.
Did you post, Carlos? I don't see your.
Is there a 4X? Do you do 4X?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. So for doing 2 HTS codes. So the first winner is.
I feel like competing in some way, and since I'm not on it, you want to you want to make a bet on who wins? Oh, too late.
Oh, look at that. Mark got it.
Mark.
All right.
Okay. Congrats, Mark.
And let's see. 3, 2, 1.
This is the same prize?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, Nathan grabs it.
Is this Nathan Hirsch?
No.
Nathan Clark.
Yeah.
He's one of our viewers. And then the box of chocolates. I'm not sure. I know Marina's in Canada.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure where Heike is from. Yeah, logistically with the box of chocolates for only the U.S., right?
Yeah, only the U.S.
So I'm
sorry. Sorry, Marie.
So we'll just take you off there. I'm not sure where Heike
Let's make it simple. Simple. Let's give away 2 boxes of chocolates.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
Everybody wins who joined. There we go.
If Heike is from.
Yeah, but we got to spin it. I want to see the spin.
Okay, spin it.
All right.
Third place winner
is. Oh, the suspense is killing me.
There we go. But Marcia, you get one too.
So Heike, if you're from the U.S., you'll get it. But
speaking of like Canada,
Finland. So sorry, Heike. So Marcia, you got a box of chocolate. All right.
Speaking of Canada, Steve and a guy named Steve in my group sent me a gift just out of the blue. I get this thing in the mail, small box, but it weighed a ton. And
Snowball?
I tried it actually this morning, and I was thinking, like this is just somebody like tooting their country's horn too much, right? Like this guy's from Canada and he sent me this Canadian food product. And I had it on my pancakes. It was Canadian syrup, and this thing was to die for.
Oh yeah, maple syrup, right?
Yes, and it was totally different than anything I had ever tasted in the U.S. as far as syrup goes.
Yeah, I love maple syrup. I'm like Elf.
I've got it right here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God,
Suckers.
it was so good.
Oh man. All right. Well, I think that winds up this podcast. Carlos, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Yes, you got me with no long sleeves. Take a picture because this never happens.
There we go. All right, Afolabi, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year again.
Afolabi, also always awesome seeing you, man. I look forward to like connecting with you a lot this year.
No problem, sir. Thanks for joining us today.
Kelsey, the wheel of Kelsey.
The Wheel of Kelsey. Yep, we're going to get a little tune going for that too.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for today's podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. It was kind of a sit back, relax, and just kind of discuss things. Look, if you would like to get more involved, come on. If you have questions for our guests, we really want to make it more interactive. If you don't want to, just post the questions in any of the groups prior to, and we can get those posted and make sure that they get answered. And we will be posting the answers in case you can't get on to the podcast. But we've got a lot of stuff going on this year. We had about a 5-hour meet yesterday with Kelsey, and was it 6 hours?
If you put together the 2 meetings, yeah.
Oh my gosh. About what we're going to be doing, some of the new things that are going to be happening this year with the podcast, with social. It's going to be really cool. So stay tuned. There's a lot happening in January.
Yep.
All right. What else, Mr. Kels?
On that topic, join our group. That's where a lot of these new things will be happening. So a lot of this stuff will be like exclusive to the group. So if you're interested, Lunch with Norm, FBA, or Amazon FBA and eCommerce Collective, go there, join the Beard Nation. And one other thing, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, we're looking to get some reviews for our show. So we put in a link for the Apple Podcasts. This is only for Apple users. So if you're using an Android, you can't use Apple Podcasts, and Spotify doesn't have reviews. So this is only for Apple users. But if you guys are an Android user, you can always post a review on our Facebook page. That would be great if you could do that. So there's something for everyone. Yeah.
One of the things too, this guest that's going to be coming up on Monday, this was somebody that was requested by our listeners. So if you do have people that you want on, let us know. We'll reach out. Somebody that's involved with e-commerce, or any type of online selling. Like if you want something more specific or detailed, like Shopify or Amazon, or it could be just business, an entrepreneur that's built a brand that's really cool. But in this case, so on Monday, this is great. I'm not sure about you, but so many people have asked about Google and Google My Business. We're going to be bringing on an expert, Craig Darling, that's going to be answering all those questions about how you can optimize your business on Google My Business. So he's going to be talking about that, how to create the citation, how to do all this stuff. Anyways, that's it for today. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the engagement. Thank you for help building this community. And all the best in 2021.
Happy New Year.
There you go.
Lunch with Norm.